What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seatbelt. So, it's 2022. And this year it looks like Microsoft doesn't really have any big exclusives launching this year. And I told you guys this 4 years ago. I told you this was going to happen. Because for some reason, it doesn't matter how much money Microsoft has, how many studios they acquire. When it comes to first-party exclusives, they always fumble. No matter what. At that E3 2018, everybody's like, oh my gosh, did you see all them studios Microsoft bought, my guy? They're going to be lined up for next gen. Oh my gosh, they're set, guy. Oh, I got to get that Xbox now, boy. Oh, yeah. What happened? Buying a bunch of studios means nothing if you're not going to have a bunch of games coming out. Microsoft is known for buying studios and not releasing a bunch of games with the studios. Canceling games, delaying games, and now you're seeing exactly what I was saying in 2018. All them studios they bought, all them studios they announced 4 years ago, where are the games? Where they at? Alright, so we're going to have to switch topics for a second here, and I got to talk about this Xbox situation. But before we get things started, we're still on the road to... No, you know what? Forget it. Let's just get straight into this. So I've been telling you guys for years about exactly what's been going on with this Xbox situation. But after yesterday, maybe you guys finally see clearly what I've been trying to tell you guys. This proves that it doesn't matter how much money you actually have. If you don't know what you're doing, it's not going to work. And this is something that you guys are seeing absolutely holds true for the video game industry and even the movie industry, but more so with the video game industry. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how many studios you try to buy. It doesn't matter. None of this stuff matters. What matters are people that know how to make good games. And apparently this is something that Microsoft does not understand. They don't understand how to make great games. They don't understand how to manage people making great games. They don't have the ability and I guess the keen eye to pick out great games. All they know how to do is buy. And like I said in the clip at the beginning of the video, this is from a long time ago. I told you guys, yeah, they're buying up all these studios and all that, but that when it comes down to it, it means nothing if there is no output. Everybody was talking about back then, oh my gosh, they're going to have the best exclusives, blah, blah, blah. What happened? It's 2025. That was 2018. What happened? What happened to those studios? What happened to those games? So we have Everwild that gets canceled. Now we have the new Perfect Dark that's getting canceled. They just showed Perfect Dark off for the first time late last year. And it's canceled? Now, I know a lot of you were probably like, oh, well, I mean, if it was that bad and they spent years and years on it, they should cancel it. Look, Microsoft is supposed to be overseeing these games. If a game is in development for 7-8 years and it still sucks, That's not the studio's fault. That's Microsoft's fault for letting it happen. How do you pour all of this money into these studios and not pay attention to what's going on? And there's been plenty of games that have been pitched to Microsoft that they just simply turned down. I mean, Microsoft acquired Rare, and instead of having them work on the kind of games that actually made Rare famous, they decided to have them try to copy Wii Sports and things like that, instead of the games that actually brought them to the dance in the first place. Rare's popular games were traditional games. There was no need to have them try to copy Wii Sports. Now, I know that Rare was known for, borrowing a lot of Nintendo gameplay concepts and trying to improve upon them, or pretty much just taking the same gameplay concepts and then making the graphics better. But copying Wii Sports? Yeah. It's like the games, there's been plenty of games pitched by Rare developers that Microsoft simply turned down. Chris Sever, the creator of Conker's Bad Fur Day, said he's pitched multiple games to Microsoft. They all got turned down. And including with those were sequels, true sequels to Conker's Bad Fur Day. All turned down. But they approved this crap. That's not even a real Conker game. Microsoft does not know what they're doing at all. And they think that money solves the issue to everything. These fools don't know what they're doing. If you're going to acquire studios, you need to keep tabs on the development. You know how many games Nintendo canceled at Retro once they had them working on Metroid Prime 1? They had like 5 or 6 games going, and Nintendo looked at them and they're like, yeah, no, work on Metroid. And if that's what was happening over at these Xbox game studios, then that's what they needed to do. But see, now they waited so long that there is no fruits of the labor. Because if these games were really in that deep of trouble and they were really that bad, they should have canceled them long time ago or reworked them long time ago. So they have all these games in development 5, 6, 7, 8 years, cancel them, and they have nothing to show for it. And they shut down the studio. And the writing has been on the wall for a long time. I've told you guys this stuff long time ago, but I guess you guys didn't believe me. But there were a bunch of teams within Microsoft that hated the Xbox teams because they were the only companies, the only studios within Microsoft that were allowed to continue to keep going even though they made no money. All these other Microsoft teams that they weren't profitable, they shut them down. But for whatever reason, the Xbox teams, they let them proceed, even though they made no money. So even within other even within other teams within Xbox, they did not like the Xbox team because they didn't make any money. But now that they have seen a path to profitability, which would be putting these games on other platforms such as the Switch 2 and the PlayStation 5, now they're laying off all these people that's been trying to make games for them over the last decade. It's like, that's nice.
But yeah, the people at Xbox have no clue what they're doing.